Okay, so we're going to do rounding on the test 1 review. So that's numbers 23, 24, 25. And I'm going to go to my whiteboard. So on the first one, it's asking you to round 134 to the nearest 10. And that means you're going to look at this number 134 and decide the place values. 4 is in the ones place, 3 is in the tens place, 1 is in the hundreds place. This is a place value chart. This is tiny, but this is where we get our place values, the order of them. Ones, tens, hundreds are in the ones period, or in that little first group of 3. Thousands, 10,000s, and 100,000s are in the next group of 3, which is the thousands period. Thousands period has a thousands place, but it also has a 10,000s place and a 100,000s place. Then you have a millions period, which has a millions place, a 10 millions place, and a 100 million place. And a billions period with a billions place, a 10 billions place, and a 100 billions place. Trillions period with a trillions place, a 10 trillions place, and a 100 trillions. And it goes on that way. We'll go back here. This is ones, tens, hundreds. So we're rounding to the nearest 10. So you identify the place you're rounding to, right there. And you have to always look to the number to the right of it to make your decision on what to do with that number in the tens place. Do we raise it or leave it the same? So those are the two questions. Do you raise it? Same. Or leave? Okay, here. So when the number is 4 or lower, when this number to the right is 4 or lower, you leave it the same. When this number to the right is 5 or higher, you raise it. So when the number to the left, to the right of it is 5 or higher, okay, and then you raise it. So 4 is 4 or lower, so we leave the 3 the same. But here's the other thing: when we're rounding, once you decide what to do with the 3, you're going to leave it the same, you then get rid of your 4 and it becomes a 0. So 134 rounded to the nearest 10 is 130. So then for this problem, you have 10,000s place, thousands place. You have hundreds place, tens place, ones place. This first group of 3s is the ones period, and this second group, it's almost 3, not quite yet, is the thousands. So you're looking at the thousands place. So you're going to find that number. That number is a 5 in the thousands place. So you look to the right of the 5, which is that number, and decide, is this number 4 or lower? No. Is the number 9 5 or higher? Yes. So you raise the 5. So now you're changing lots of numbers. You're changing this one and this one and this one and this one, because you're going to take your 5 in the thousands place, make it a 6, and the rest of the numbers become 0. And that's rounding to the thousands place. Okay, so now you got this huge number. Well, you can look at the groupings. Here's the ones group, here's the thousands group, the next is the millions group. So they're asking you to round to the nearest million place, and remember that's always the first digit in the period. So that's a millions place. Right, let's use our blue one. There's our millions place, that number 4. You look to the right, look at that number. Is that 4 or lower? No. Is it 5 or higher? Yes. So you raise the number 4. So remember, you're going to be changing the 4, and everything else changes too. So essentially all this stuff is going to change. You're going to take the 7, the 2, that remains the same. Your 4, you've already decided you're going to raise it. That raises to a 5. And the rest of the number becomes all zeros. And the most common mistake for rounding is forgetting to change your numbers to zeros. Okay, so that's how you do rounding.